Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I hope everyone able to see my screen. So, hi everyone. Is everyone able to gone through this document material for Java collections? Okay, not an issue. I'll start it. See, as we discussed in the earlier sessions, Java collections is nothing but a group of objects. It means storing a group of objects. In Java, we are using collections. So we can name it as collection framework. Okay. A collection framework is a unified architecture. It means a kind of a architecture set of classes and interfaces. So framework collection framework is having set of classes and interfaces for representing and manipulating collections. That means we are using those methods of the classes interfaces for the operations of the for the collections. Okay. Collection framework is used to store, retrieve, and manipulate collections. The main purpose of the collection framework is to storing the objects, to retrieve the objects, and manipulate the objects. So collection framework contains the following. The collection framework contains the interfaces, classes, can call as implementations also, and algorithms. These are collection framework contains. Okay. As we all know, interfaces are abstract data types. So interfaces are having all the methods as abstract methods. The methods won't have definitions that represent collections and allow collections to be manipulated independently of the details of their representation. What they are saying, we can interfaces having this, and the methods of the interfaces we can define in the corresponding classes. The classes which we implement the interfaces. Okay, so the collection framework contains three: interfaces, classes, and algorithms. The classes are the concrete implementations of the collection interfaces. That means, as we discussed, right, abstract method, concrete method, concrete classes, abstract classes. That means the classes which are having definitions for the methods we can call concrete classes. Interfaces means the methods which are not having implementations. All are method declarations only inside the interfaces. That's what they are saying. Wherever we are defining the interfaces methods, we can call concrete classes. So algorithms. Algorithms are methods used for collection computations, like searching and sorting. So for operation searching, sorting, we'll use the methods, right? So that is algorithms having the collections computing like searching and sorting. And advantages, benefits of collection framework. So what are the advantages? So what are the benefits of collection framework? So we can reduce programming effort. That means we can easily we can create using these collections. The program efforts will be reduced. How? So collection framework provides useful data structure. As we discussed, right? Array list, hash map, hash table, all are having proper data structure for storing the objects and algorithms for collection manipulation. You not have to write them. That means all are properly defined inside the proper collection framework. So because of this, so we can reduce the programming effort. So increases program speed and quality. This is the second benefit. The collection framework provides high performance and high quality implementations of useful data structures. So it is having high quality data structures and algorithms which increase the speed of quality. So because of this high quality data structures, we can increase the speed and quality. So, and also as we know, array list example we have seen on last week, which is a resizable. So the size will increase. We can insert the objects, okay, in any positions, right? That means the collection is a resizable. So collections we have array list, linked list, vectors, stack, and also hash map, hash table. All these classes, right, are resizable. We can increase the size of these classes while storing the objects. So reduce effort. The fourth benefit is the reduces effort to design new APIs. So because the collection framework eliminates the need to produce and ad hoc collections APIs. Ad hoc, this one. To produce ad hoc collections APIs. So no need to design the new APIs because collections already has a proper data structures. Okay. So no need to use additional APIs, ad hoc APIs. So it will reduce to design new APIs. Already collection framework is properly designed. So these are all the benefits of the collection framework. So we have similarly some disadvantages of collection framework. So it must cache to the correct type. That means we need to always use proper data type. It cannot be done compile time type checking. So it will be done by runtime checking only. It won't be done by compile time checking. So these are the few disadvantages. So collection interfaces. Collection interfaces are abstract data types that represent collections and allow collections to be manipulated independently of the details of their representation. So that means abstract data types. Collection interfaces are having all the abstract methods. Collection interfaces are given below. So these are the collection interfaces. So collection is the parent interface. The root means the parent. So in the collection Java collections, collection interface is the parent interface. Okay. The collection interface is the root interface in the collection hierarchy. So this is the parent interface for all the other interfaces. It declares the core methods for all collections. So in this collection interface, which is a parent interface, which are having the all the core methods of the collections. So list interface, which is a child interface. That means collection interface is a parent, the main interface. Under that, under the collection interface, we have set of child interfaces. The first interface is list interface. A list represents an ordered or sequenced group of elements. List definition, the list interface definition is it will it is an ordered, it will always follow particular order while inserting the objects, removing the objects, manipulating. So it will follow order, right? That's why list represents an ordered or sequenced group of elements. It may contain duplicate elements. So list interface may contain duplicate elements. That means it will allow duplicate elements to store inside the list. It extends the collection interface. As we all know, one child interface will inherit the parent interface, right? That's what they are saying. It extends. Two interfaces will inherit using the extends keyword. Similarly, two classes will be inherited. So that means it will use the inheritance concept using extends keyword. The same way, two interfaces also will use extends keyword. So list interface extends collection interface. That means list interface is a child interface which is extending the collection interface because collection interface is a parent interface. So all the abstract methods of the collection interface will be inherited, will be used inside the list interface. Okay. Yeah. Even though it is inherited, all parent methods in the child interface, in the child interface also all those methods are abstract methods, because list also interface only. So in Java, interface means it is having only abstract methods, which is not having method definitions. So similar to list interface, we have set interface, sorted set interface. We'll go through when once we are going through the examples, all the definitions. Okay, you have the material, you just go through the definitions. Okay, so we similar to the list interface, we have the set interface, sorted set interface, map interface, map.entry interface, sorted map interface, queue interface, dq interface. So like that we have so many interfaces under the collections framework. Sorry, collection interface. Under the collection interfaces, we have so many child interfaces. Enumeration interface. So all these are interfaces in Java collections. So collections in Java with example programming. See here the hierarchy. If you understand this hierarchy, it will be easy to understand the collections programming. So collections framework hierarchy. See collections in Java with example programs. They have given few examples for array list, linked list, hash map, hash table, under every class in collections. They have provided some examples here. So the Java collections framework is a collection of interfaces and classes which helps in storing and processing the data efficiently. So the main purpose of the collection is to storing the objects and to manipulate the objects efficiently. So this framework has several useful classes which have tons of useful functions. So this collection framework, which is having so many classes, which are having many methods, functions, which makes a programmer task super easy. So using the collection framework, a programmer can job will be very easy, because the framework collection framework having proper data structures, classes and interfaces. So while we use those classes and interfaces in our Java programming, so it will be very easy for the programmer. So already all defined, predefined in the collection framework with the proper data structures. That's why while using those, it will be very easy for the programmer. So I have written several tutorials. Okay, this is okay. So collections framework hierarchy. See here, the main is collections, right? So on top of collections also, we have one interface, iterable, iterable, iterable. So for iterations, right? For all these classes interfaces, we will use the iterable interface as a parent. So, and then the collections framework is another parent. So under the collection interface, we have set of child interfaces, list interface, queue interface, set interface. So under the list interface, we have classes. These are the classes. The first hierarchy is under the collection interface, we have the child interfaces. List is one of the child interface. Queue is another child interface. Set is another child interface. Under the list interface, we have set of classes. Array list is one class. Linked list is another class. Vector is another class. Okay. Under the queue interface, we have DQ class and priority queue class. The same way, set is another interface under the collection, and under the set we have hash set class, linked hash set class, two classes, and also under the set we have sorted set and tree set. Okay, two other classes. And also map is a one of the interface. So similar to collection, map is a one of the interface. Okay, and which is, so this also comes under collection only. Main interface is collection for map also, but one of the child interface like a list queue set. This is also one of the child map. So under the map interface, we have hash table class, linked hash map class. Hash map is another class. Tree map is another class. Okay, like this, we have map interface and the corresponding classes. So this is the hierarchy. So please remember the dotted lines are the classes in the hierarchy. The dark lines are interfaces. Like list, queue, set, map are the interfaces under the collection. Array list, linked list, vector, DQ, priority queue, hash set, linked set, hash table, linked hash map, tree map, all are the classes in the Java collection framework. See, if you see here, extends we can use for the two interfaces inheritance purpose and two classes when they are using the inheritance concept, will use the extends keyword. The child interface will extend parent interface. The child class will extend parent class. Implements means class implements interface. Always in Java, class implements the interface. For this, we can use implements keyword. So coming to list. List is a one of the child interface under the collection. Okay. For all this, parent is iterable because for the operations, for iterating, example, in Java, we are storing the objects in all these classes and interfaces, right? To operate, to iterate, example, in any class, we will store more than one object, right? We can store the required number of objects. So while using the iterations, like a looping concept, we'll use the iterable interface. That's why iterable interface is a used in all the classes and interfaces. That's why it is a parent interface. So here the list interface is nothing but a list is an ordered collection. A list interface is ordered collection, sometimes called a sequential order because it will store objects in a sequential order. Lists may contain duplicate elements. So list interface always allows duplicate objects or elements. So elements can be inserted or accessed by their position in the list. So we can able to insert or we can able to retrieve using the base in the list based on the positions in the list using a zero based index. That means starting from the zero index and it will first so it is storing using the zero based index. So the first index is 008 index in any the list interface classes. The classes that implements a list interface. So in the list interface, as per the hierarchy, the list interface, under the list interface, we have array list is one class, linked list is one class, vector is another class. That's why they are saying array list, linked list, vector, another class is stack. So all these four classes are under list interface. Okay, so all these array list, linked list, vector, stack classes implements list interface because these are the classes, right? Always in Java, classes are implements the interface. So array list will implement a list, linked list will implement a list, vector implement list. That's what they're saying. The classes, all the below the classes that implements the list interface. So list interface. A list represents an ordered, the same story definitions, just go through it. So list interface declaration. How we will declare while programming. Public is an access modifier, interface is a keyword, and list is the interface name. Extends is a keyword for the inheritance. Okay, and collection is a parent interface. So in Java programming, this is the syntax we can declare while using list and collection interfaces inheritance. So public interface name is list, extends, parent interface name is collection. This is how we need to write. Similar to class only. Public child class extends parent class. The same way, public child interface extends parent interface. So extends keyword always used for the inheritance concept between two classes and two interfaces. So commonly used methods of list interface. So from here, these are the methods available in list interface. So in this, the same methods only we will use while writing the program. As we have seen the example on last week, add method, add all method, get method, remove method, all methods are available inside the list interface. So that's what they are saying. Collection framework is having a set of classes, interfaces, algorithms with the proper data structures. So all the methods are already predefined inside the interfaces and classes in collection framework. So no need to create a new methods. Already defined methods available in the collection framework inside the interfaces and method, classes. So that's why the list interface is having add method, add all method, get method, index of method, last index of method, list iterator method, a list iterator based on index, the parameter, right? Another method, remove method, set method, sub sublist method. Like this, we have these many methods for the manipulation of the objects inside the list interface. So add method, insert object at the specified index position into this list. See what when we will use add method to insert any object inside the list interface based on the position. Position means index, right? So int is a integer number index. So that means it will decide the object should be inserted in the 0th position or first position or second position based on the index number, the position number, and then comma object. Whatever object you are storing inside the list, that object you need to declare as a parameter inside the add method. So add method is having two parameters. One is object, another one is index. So that meaning is when you are inserting one object, it will insert based on the index declared in this method as a parameter. So all three existing elements at or beyond the specified index are shipped up. That means this is storing all these objects. While adding the objects inside the list interface, it is based on the position only. Okay. So starting from the 0th index. So how you will declare? Syntax is the method syntax. Add method syntax. How you will define add method inside the Java collection programming. The syntax is public is access modifier. If you give public to any method, add method, the add method will be accessed from other outside classes also. Because public access modifier we are giving means we can access the add method from other classes also. Okay. Public void add. Void means add method won't return any value. So add inside the add we are passing two parameters. One is a index which position and other one is which object we are inserting. We are adding that meaning. Okay, this is the syntax of add method in list interface. Add all method. Add all method means this is also we are inserting the set of objects. That means collection C means not only one object, a set of objects we are storing starting from a index. If they are giving 0 index means it will the set of elements will be started inserting starting from 0 index using add all method. So add all method will be used to insert a set of objects. Okay. So public, so the okay, insert all elements of the specified collection at the specified index position into this collection. Okay. All pre-existing elements that are beyond the specified index are reshifted up. That means after inserting all the collection set of objects based on the index, other elements of the that list, right? It will go to the right side. Okay, shifted up means, so it will insert. After this, it will add other objects. The same way here also, it will add first one object in this index, and other objects will add accordingly. Okay, as the next objects, so that it will increase the size of the list interface. So these are the syntax of the add all method is add all method, which is having two parameters. One is the index. It will decide in which position, starting from which position. The another parameter we are giving as group of objects, collection C. So collection C indicates group of objects. So group of objects will insert starting from the index. That's why we are passing two parameters in add all method. The syntax of this add all method while programming, we need to give this syntax. Public is access modifier. Boolean add all. Boolean is a data type. So we are giving add all means Boolean data type, and also we are giving the position of the, from which position, the position as a parameter, and also set of objects as another parameter. So this is the syntax: public, boolean, add all, index, the position, and set of objects. The two parameters passing inside the add all method. So get method. Get method means it will return the objects stored at the specified index. When you use get method inside a Java collection programming, like a array list, linked list, wherever. So if we are, when you are using get method, that meaning is it will return the object stored at the specified index. So inside the get method, we have only one parameter that indicates from which position you are retrieving the element. You are returning the element. So get of passing int index, that means the integer number of the position, index ID. Sorry. So get method is returns the object stored at the specified index position into the list. So syntax of the get method is public is access modifier, object is a data type, get is a method, the parameter is int index. So the syntax is public object get of the position index. So index of method, like that we can come across all the methods when we are using in Java programming. Anyway, just go to it when you are reading the material. Index of method, why we will use it, last index of method, when we will use it. We'll go through when we are using it in the Java programming. When we will use list iterator method, okay. When we will use list iterator with index method. When you will use remove method is, this is also we used to frequently we use this method. Removes the element or object at specified index. So when you are removing the elements from a list interface, we will use the remove method. Okay, while giving the from which position we need to remove the object. That means using the parameter index, it will decide from which position we need to remove the object or element from the list interface. So public, see here, position from the list and returns the deleted element, and the remove method, it will delete and return the element, the removed element. The indexes of the all elements beyond index decremented by 1. Okay, after removing one object, the size will be decreased by one object. The syntax of the remove method is public object remove. Okay, public access modifier object data type remove index parameter. So this is the syntax for remove method. Set method. Set method also in collections index object, two parameters we are passing. So it is assigning. We are assigning means we are adding it. So we are assigning, that means replacing means assigns object to the specified index location within the this list. Okay, we are setting means when you are giving one object a position number, then it will replace that particular object inside the list interface. So syntax is public object, public is access modifier, object data type, set is a method name, Index is one parameter, object is another parameter inside the set method. So like that, we'll use sublist also. Okay. So these are the important methods available in the list interface. So we will use these methods while writing the Java programming in the Java collection framework. See the first class. List interface is having set of classes: array list, linked list, vector, stack. So array list is a class inside the list interface, under the list interface. So array list is a popular alternative of arrays in Java. Okay. So array concept, array list is follow the array concept only. It will store the elements in array structure. Okay. Array list is a popular alternative to the arrays in Java. Array list, because array list is storing the objects. Okay. That's why Java is a object oriented programming, right? So in Java introduced Java collections for storing the objects. So array list is a one of the class inside the list interface which follows it is, which that means they are saying it is similar to array concept. Okay, for storing the objects. It is based on an array data structure. Correct? It is a storing the objects in a array data structure way. Array list is a resizable array. That means we can increase the array, we can decrease the array size. While adding the objects, it will increase the array size, array list size. While removing the objects from the array list, it will decrease the size of the array list. So array list is a resizable array implementation of the list interface. Okay, it is a array list is a class of the list interface, right? So it will implement the list interface methods inside the array list class. It implements all optional list operations and permits all elements including null. So they are giving how they are manipulating it. Okay, we'll see in the example. See, this is a Java the programming example for the array list class inside the collection framework. So as I mentioned the last session also, first statement, first line of code is we need to give while writing the collection programming is import java.util package. So when you are using import java.util.star, so under the util you have set of classes and interfaces. So we can use java.util.star. That means all the classes interfaces we are importing in this program. That means all the methods of corresponding classes and interfaces we can use in this Java programming example in this class. So that's why in any Java collection programming, first line of code we need to write is import the package java.util.star and end with semicolon. Okay, this is very important. Without that, you can't use the methods. So first import the package in the class and then define the class, create the class. Class name is Java example. Just we can give any name, right? So in this example, we have given Java example as a class name. So class name, inside the class, public static void main method. That means, as we all know, every class in Java should have public static void main method because JVM will start the execution from the main method. So inside the public static void main method, we are defining the lines of code. We are writing the code logic, lines of code. So the first line of code is creating array list of string type. See, this is the same syntax for creating object for a class in Java because array list is a class, array list, ARR list is an object name, array list is a class name. So class name, object name equal to new is a operator and array list is a class name. So in the Java collections also, we will use the same syntax for creating the objects of corresponding classes. So here array list is a class. That's why we are creating the object for the array list class using the same syntax. So in collections, the difference is after the class name, we will mention the data type of the objects which we are inserting inside the array list. So array list class storing the string objects. That's why within the angular brackets we are declaring string is a data type. So here one time if you mention once in this syntax, right, that is sufficient. No need to mention second time here. Just only angular brackets. Open angular bracket, close angular brackets. If you mention also okay, but if you mention once one time, right, in the syntax, that is sufficient. That's why we need to mention the array list class and which type of objects we are storing. Data type of the object which we are storing in array list, and array list is object name. You can give anything here. ARR list, instead of ARR list, you can give your name also. You can give OBJ. So object name. So here they have given ARR list as an object creating for the array list class. So this is the first line of code inside the public void main method. After creating the object for the array list class, what we need to do, object reference dot the corresponding methods, whatever method you want to use in array list class, because we have so many methods, right? See here, we have add method, add all method, get method, index of method. All methods we can reuse, we can use inside the class because we have imported the package. When you import the java.util package, it is imported all the methods. That means we can use any method of this list interface. So we have used the add method. So array list class object ARR list is an object of the array list class which we created here. So object dot array list object dot add method. Add method, as we all know in the above definition, add method is used to insert an object at a particular position. Okay. So that's why array list object dot add of we are passing the object. Cricket is a string object. Why you see whatever value inside the double quotations, that is a string, right, in Java, because array list class is a string data type. That's why we are adding the string objects. Okay. So array list dot add of cricket, they added, we added one object, and the same way we have added another object, array list object dot add method passing another string object hockey. So we have added two string objects, cricket and hockey, okay, in the array list class. If you see here, we are inserting it. So we need to decide, we need to mention which position we are inserting, whether zero position cricket or hockey. First position is cricket or hockey. So we need to define the positions also, right? That's why we are inserting a object in a particular position. See here, array list dot add. We are adding another object. What is another object? Another string object is basketball. So we are adding the basketball and we are mentioning we need to insert the basketball at the zero index in this array list class. Sorry, array list. That is class only. So in this array list class, we are inserting the basketball object at the zero index. So array list follows array concept only, right? So this is the example array type of, it will store like this. See, at 0th position, it is storing a basketball, and first element is we added here. After that, it will add the first element which we added, cricket, and then hockey. So first we are asking to add basketball at the zero index. That's why it is added as a zero index first object, and then continues with the corresponding objects, cricket and hockey. So this is how it will follow the array data structure. See here, we added three objects in this way. So we are printing system.println method we are using to print the array list of elements. So it will print array list of elements, and then we are using for loop here. For each loop, we can say, see, we in C language and Java also we know for loops. This is a enhanced for loop. The advanced for loop is for each loop. So no need to give like a condition and the data type declaration and the we in the for loop we will define three parameters, right? But in the for each loop, we will define like this. String is a data type of the object, str. So the new object here of string type is str, and and we are assigning array list. That means for each loop, this is very important, guys. They will ask in interviews, using for each loop, iterate the data structure and print the elements. They will ask you. So first understand what is for each loop. The for each loop, for with inside the for, we need to pass one new object. Here I am taking one string type of new object, str. What I am doing, I am inserting I am assigning all the objects are available inside the array list here. Example, in this example, ARR list is object which is having basketball, cricket, hockey, three objects available in the array list. So using for each loop, I am assigning the objects to the new string object. Okay, so new string object, and then system.out.println method will be used to print the objects. That's why after assigning the array list objects to a new object using for each loop, because for loop is for iterating, right? It will iterate from the starting object. It will iterate basketball, it will print. It will go to next position, cricket, it will print. It will go to hockey. So using for loop only, right? So for each loop also enhanced for loop, advanced for loop, we are using for the iteration purpose. So when you are assigning whole array list objects into new object, then that means it will iterate to each object. First come to 0th index object, first index object, second index object. That's why when you're printing system.out.println, using system.out.println, when you're printing the string object array, then it will print first 0th index object name is basketball, and then cricket and hockey. The array list, the output, if you see here, array list elements, because we already given here first method, system.out.println method, which is giving array list. We are asking system to print this value, array list elements colon space. That's why we are printing array list elements colon. After that, we are using for each loop to iterate through the available objects inside the array list, and we are printing it. So that's why it is printing starting from the 0th index, basketball, and then cricket, and then hockey. So this printed three objects. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. So this is how it will print. Okay. So just remember, in Java collections, array list class, which is having methods. We are using the method add method to insert the objects, to add the objects inside the array list class. So this is how we need to write the programming for every class in collection framework. When you are practicing it, you can you just write line by line in Eclipse IDE, then it will be easy to understand. Okay. The same way, second class is linked list class. So linked list is a linear data structure. It will follow the linear data structure. However, linked list elements are not stored in continuous locations like arrays. They are linked with each other. So linked list is concept is the two objects. That means not two objects. This concept is the address. The object is linked with the corresponding address. That means like in the above example, we know like for which position we need to insert, right? Here it will decide at which address point it will store the object, and then it will link together all the objects. So this is a linked list data structure concept. So linked list is another class. We have list interface is having array list class and then linked list class vector stack. So this is a linked list is a one of the class in the list interface. So linked list class, it is a linear, it follows the linear data structure. Okay. Each element of the linked list has the reference, that means address. So example, in the above example, based on the index number, we are inserting the objects, we are removing the objects, right? In the linked list concept, we have every object is having, that means every element is having an object reference. That means address or pointer. We can call pointer also or address to the next element of the linked list. That means always it is linked to objects based on the address reference. If you see this diagram, right? See 3200. This is like one address. Okay, and then it is linked with the object content is 15, and then 3600, the address pointer of the next node. That means if you see before 15, the address is 3200. This address is linked with this object. In this, the next address is 36, the memory address. These are all like in Java, we are storing objects, right? The memory address number. So 3600 is another address. So where it is storing the three object, the next object. Okay. And then the corresponding 4000 is address point, which is storing the 17. So like this in linked list, we are storing the objects based on the memory address. That means address, the pointer of the next node. Okay. So this is like we need to understand how the linked list concept is working here. So based on this, so it is a linked the based on the address pointer. Okay, if you see in this diagram, it is linked to the next object, the address pointer. So we can pick the elements based on the address only, address point only. If you see this example, we'll understand. So import Java dot, the first step line of code is always we need to use is import java dot util dot star. That means the same package. Okay. If you see here, one more thing is the last node of linked list points to null. Always here we will end up with a null. So the last one is pointed to null. So that means it is stored 15, 3, 17, 90. The four objects here in this diagram. And then this is the Java example they have given for the linked list class. So as we all knows, first line of code is import java dot util dot star, the package. When we import this package, then we can use the methods available in the list and classes of those util package. So public class name, the same way we can define another class, and public static void main. Inside the class, we need public static void main to execute the program, because JVM will come to main method to start execution. It will compile and execution. So here inside the main method, the same way we are creating an object for the linked list class. See here, we are creating a object for the linked list class. Linked list is a class name. Object name is linked list. New is an operator. Other linked list is a class name. So the same syntax. We are creating linked list is an object for the linked list class. So linked list class also storing the string type of objects. Okay. So the same methods, right? List interface having add method, add all method. So we need to use the same method for inserting the objects. So linked list object, here we have created link link list. object name. So object name dot, that means the reference of the object dot add method. So using add method, we are storing Apple string object inside the linked list. So first object is Apple string, second object is orange string. So we are adding two string objects inside the linked list class. And also here we are adding another object like the same way. They are adding at the 0th position, first position in the array linked list. So banana string object adding at the 0th index, because add method always we need to pass, we can pass the position and then object. So banana object adding a 0th position inside the linked list. So first object is banana. The same way, if you see here, banana is storing first at 0th position, and apple and orange storing the next positions. The same way as we have used for each loop, right? In the above example, in the array list example, we have used the for each loop for iterating the objects. The same way in the linked list, we have used the while loop. While loop also we know in Java, right? In C language, so we have if loop, while loop, for loops. For all these looping concept, we are using for iterating the objects for traversing purpose. Okay. See, in this linked list, another important thing we are doing here is iterator interface object creating. This is also very important. Iterating linked list using iterator. As we all know, like the hierarchy, the above, iterable. Iterable is an interface which we can use for all the interfaces classes inside the Java collection for the traversing purpose, for iteration purpose. That's why here iterator is a one interface. That means iterator is a one interface which we can use for iterating the objects inside the linked list. So we can use this interface, this one, for any class in Java collections. So for the linked list example, they are creating a one iterator object. Okay. Why means we are using for while loop here. So while loop, we need to use has next method. That's why we are creating a iterator object here. If you see, iterator is a interface. Okay, iterator is an interface which is a storing the string type of objects. Okay, that means iterating the string type of objects. Meaning is, so this is the object name, the iterator interface object name. Here we are creating a linked list dot iterator. So if you see here, if you are creating for the array list, you should give array list class name object name here. If you give in linked list, if you are creating the iterator object for the linked list, you need to give the linked list object name. Here the linked list object name is link list, right? That's why whenever we are creating a iterator object, we should mention the corresponding class name. So in this example, linked list is a class name, right? So that means linked list is a class name. Linked list is an object created for the linked list class. So we need to give the corresponding linked list object dot iterator is a method. So iterator is a only one method available inside the iterator interface. So whenever you are creating a iterator type of object, we need to mention the corresponding object class object dot the method we are calling the iterator method. So interfaces, that means in interview they will ask you which method you can use in iterator, means you need to say iterator is a method available inside the iterator interface we can use to iterate the objects inside the collection framework. Okay, that means collection classes and interfaces. So the method available inside the iterator interface is iterator method. How you can call is, we need to create the object for the iterator, and we can call the the corresponding class object dot iterator. Always we can call the methods using objects only, right? In this example, linked list is an object for the linked list is an object for the linked list class. That's why object dot iterator method. So it object means it will invoke the iterator method, right? So this is the syntax for creating the iterator object. In Java collections, just remember, in Java collection programming, how to create a iterator object means the iterator interface name, the data type of the iterator, and object name equal to the object dot iterator. This is the syntax. Always remember this syntax for creating the iterator object. So why we are creating this object? To traverse to iterate through objects of the linked list. So while loop we are using here. Okay, while inside the while loop, iterator object dot has next. So we are checking is iterator object is having any next objects or not. So iterator object dot has next method. Okay, system dot out dot println. We are asking system to print system dot out dot println, and then we are using iterator dot next method. So we have has next method, next methods inside the iterator object. So these are also common methods. Always, what are the methods available in the iterator for traversing means has next method and next methods. So while loop in while loop we are using the iterator object that has next method for checking whether objects available in this linked list or not. Then if objects available, then it will print the it will pick the next object using next method. So that's why object dot next method will be used. First it is checking whether objects are available or not. If objects available, then it will boolean value will be true, right? Then it will go to the next object using object dot next method. So this is the while loop we are using in the linked list for it to iterate through objects of the linked list. So after that, in the linked list, we have three objects, right? Banana, apple, orange, three string objects. Then when you are printing system.out.println, it.next, first it will print banana because 0th index is banana, and then first index is apple and orange. That's why first it will print banana, apple, orange. Okay, and then before then the output you can see linked list elements because we already asked system to print linked list elements, and it's printed as output, and then it is printing three objects. Okay, these are the very important classes, array list and linked list. So I'm ending this class today. So just go through these two examples today whenever it is possible. So tomorrow we will discuss on this. Okay, array list and linked list classes, and go through the examples and open the Eclipse. Tomorrow I will show how to execute in Eclipse. If possible, you can just type the same lines in the Eclipse IDE. First understand the concept and then try to type in the Eclipse IDE to execute the program. So tomorrow we will discuss on this. Okay, thank you all for joining. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah, thank you. Venkat, you can